The INEC FCT Resident Electoral Commissioner Yaya Bello has expressed worry that the Central Bank of Nigeria's new cashless policy might hinder many activities in the coming elections. The INEC Rec at the North Central Stakeholders Roundtable meeting on the forthcoming election said the Commission might have issues paying some service providers through electronic platforms, as he assured the Commission's readiness on the issue of material.
An election monitoring group, Center for Transparency Advocacy, has engaged relevant stakeholders and security agencies ahead of the forthcoming elections. Speaking at the North Central Stakeholders Roundtable meeting in Abuja, the INEC FCT Resident Electoral Commissioner Yaya Bello expressed worry over the CBN cashless policy. He assured of the Commission's readiness ahead of the polls.
The issue of materials, is already solved because we have, the necessary materials, to conduct this election. This cashless policy has affected at least 85% or 90% of us as we are sitting here. So let me add another percentage. INEC is also affected. We have more than 12,000 in FCT. We have more than 12,000 ad hoc staff that we are going to give cash for food and transportation. That none of them will receive a check. None of them will accept a transfer. I'm talking about FCT. 12,000 people that will require about 5,000 naira in cash on Friday in the night. And also those who are going to transport our main materials and security to the polling units. They will need cash to do that.
With a high number of registered voters in the North Central, the Executive Director, Center for Transparency Advocacy, Faith Nwadishi, raised concerns over alarming security challenges in northern Nigeria. She called for better synergy with the security agencies.
There were 19 attacks on politicians and politically exposed persons, 30 politically motivated killings, 6 attacks on political party rallies, 15 politically motivated adoptions, and 5 attacks on government facilities and police stations. All men and women of goodwill should condemn these senseless attacks while joining hands to quench this ugly trend. We expect better synergy between the police, which is a lead security agency on election security, and other members of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security.
She advocated that the peace accord be made a legal document to hold candidates accountable.
We call on politicians to respect the peace accord that they voluntarily signed, bring in their supporters, respect other candidates, stop the use of abusive words, and above all, shun violence, as we only have one country that we can call our own. In fact, we are advocating that henceforth, the document called the peace accord that they have signed should be taken to the courts and affidavit made out of that document so that we can hold those who have signed that document accountable. Right now, it is a voluntary signatory, so nobody holds them to what they have signed. So it's important that we make it a legal document that people can use to hold them accountable.
The representative of the Federal Road Safety Corps, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Nigerian Immigration Service, and others also disclosed the level of readiness ahead of the polls.
The Corps is using this opportunity to remind the INEC and every other person involved in this election duty to ensure that information concerning vehicles, concerning drivers that are going to be used are shared with the Corps.
As we speedily count down to the general elections, I assure you and the general public that the Corps is more than ready and prepared to play her roles and work with other security agencies, particularly the police, which is the lead agency, to ensure the success of the election.
Nigeria Immigration Service is in charge or has been mandated to control the exit and entry points of our nation, Nigeria. And Nigerian Immigration Service is fully prepared to ensure that no infiltration of foreigners into the country to deter or to obstruct the peaceful conduct of these elections. Nigerian Immigration Service is also prepared to see to its possible best it has stopped foreigners from voting.
The center also recommended, amongst other things, more sensitization on the use of the BVAS and relocation of names to decongest the polling units.